Last time on Kevin's commentary on comics, we went into part 2 of the Pegasus Project, where Ben Grimm the Thing faced off against Deathlock and injured his arm. You can see that part as well as the first part by clicking on the links here. For now, however, let's get into part 3, where Nuclo is on the loose. And we cut to issue number 55, featuring The Thing and Giant Man in Giants in the Earth. We open with Ben, Quasar, Bill Foster, and a couple other security guys, all playing poker, when all of a sudden, the Project Pegasus alarm sounds. Someone has escaped, and we all know who it is from the last issue, but they don't. And immediately, Quasar looks at some sort of situation monitor, sees that actually two things have happened. One, someone has been released, and the other, an unearthly amount of radiation has been exposed in a section of Project Pegasus. Quasar decides, I'm going to go investigate that. Ben, you go take on whoever has escaped. Bill Foster joins the thing and they proceed to go to some sort of elevator platform thing. One thing to note here, haha, no pun intended, actually, maybe a little pun intended. The Thing's arm is in a sling because of the laser shot that Deathlock put on the Thing in the previous issue. And one nice bit of continuity is that throughout this entire story arc, the Thing's arm is always bandaged. Sometimes when a character gets hurt in one issue, it's almost forgotten about in the next issue. You kind of go, well, I thought he got hurt. What happened? But in this case, they kept it consistent. I love that. So the Thing and Bill Foster get trapped in the elevator for some reason. They think they are going down. It stops. And all of a sudden, they're going up. And they don't know why. As a matter of fact, they're going up. And the ceiling that normally opens when you proceed up doesn't do that. So they're in threat of getting crushed. The Thing tries to stop the elevator from going any further by holding his arm up, his good arm. He can't get quite the leverage he needs to because of his broken arm, or not broken arm, but damaged arm. The reason why it's going up is because Nuclo is down below playing with the elevator thing. Now, Nuclo is another childlike mutant doesn't really understand what his powers are, and he's always just looking for some fun. So the Thing is trying to stop the elevator from crushing them. Obviously, the Thing knows that he'll survive probably without any scratch at all, but he's worried about Bill Foster, who is with him. All of a sudden, though, the Thing notices that it's starting to release the pressure. What's going on? Turns around and sees that Bill Foster is all of a sudden turned into giant form and is propping the Thing up. Nuclo, kind of baffled by the fact that his little toy is no longer working, gives up on trying to push the Thing up, wanders off somewhere. So Bill and Ben take a breather while Bill puts on the rest of his Black Goliath costume, which is a new one. He has updated it because he thought he needed a better rep. He wasn't really blazing the world as Black Goliath, so he thought a new costume would make a difference. Now, I would like to say that I liked his original costume. I thought it was pretty cool, except for the bare midriff. That was a little weird. But the new costume's okay too. I don't have any problem with it. We do see a little recap of Bill's history. And we get to one panel that I have always remembered. I don't know why this stuck in my mind so much, but I remember when I first read this, and I've always remembered this, where Ben mentions to Bill, it's like, you know, why do you go by the name Black Goliath? If you're doing this makeover with your new costume, why not change out your name as well? Because everybody can pretty much tell that he's black, and according to Ben's memory of Bible studies, Goliath was a bad guy. So Bill Foster says, well, interesting, what do you suggest? So Ben says, why not Giant Man? It fits, and you don't have to change the monogram on your new shorts. I think it was the new shorts part that got me, and that's why I remembered it, because I just thought it was kind of funny calling them shorts, which they were, but you know, superhero costumes, that's how they go. So Bill agrees, and now we have a new Giant Man. And let's face it, this is a better name. Black Goliath, while cool, was really unnecessary to call him Black Goliath. So, and like I said, I like the new costume, but pretty much stayed with him. I think there were some alterations as he moved on. Giant Man was really not a big player in the Marvel Universe. As a matter of fact, he was killed in the Civil War storyline, and he was still wearing a version of the costume that was introduced here. Meanwhile, Thundra is at her first public wrestling match where she is facing off against Titania. And she's supposed to win the match because, all this wrestling stuff is usually preordained as far as who wins and who loses. Unfortunately, Titania has other plans and has some sort of needle that's dipped with some sort of knockout drug, scratches Thundra. Thundra manages to fall down and lose the match. And this worries the Oglethorpe dude because he put a lot of money down on Thundra winning. So back at the project, Ben and Giant Man follow the trail left behind by Nucleo, which was very easy. Nucleo is not exactly a stealthy type guy. Ben preps Giant Man by ripping off some lead shielding off the wall and wrapping his fists in it. And here's where we get to see why the Thing was a popular character. He knows his stuff. He's part of the first family of Marvel Comics, and his experience comes in where he knows that, hey, if you're going to fight a radioactive being, you got to have some protection. The Thing himself probably is fine against it, but Giant Man, he does have human hands. Even if he is a giant, he could suffer radioactive burns, so the Thing helps craft some lead boxing gloves, as it were. However, that's all for naught, because Giant Man immediately tackles Nucleo when he sees him, and leaves the Thing wondering, well, why did he do that? Well, I went through all this trouble, and you're just tackling the dude. That doesn't seem too smart. So the Thing figures that Giant Man has something to prove and kind of holds back a little bit. So Giant Man holds his own against Nucleo for a little bit, but then the Thing comes in, manages to knock Nucleo into some sort of anti-gravity device thing where Nucleo just kind of floats around helplessly. Awfully lucky that happened to be nearby. And as that happens, we cut to kind of the origin story of Wondar. He has kind of a parody of Superman's origin, where being the last survivor of an exploding planet, lands on Earth, is immediately found by the Man-Thing. He wonders why he's had it so hard, but then a tiny voice tells him that the cube is his power now, and he should go back to sleep. And when he wakes up, nothing will stop you. Nothing. And that's the end of issue number 55. We will get into issues 56, 57, and 58 in a future episode. But for now, what did you think about Giant Man? Actually, more specifically, changing it from Black Goliath to Giant Man. It makes a lot of sense to me. Certainly in today's day and age of PC running rampant, you certainly don't want to refer to a black character as Black Goliath. The exception, obviously, being Black Panther, because that's an actual animal. At any rate, my name's Kevin. That was my commentary. Leave a comment below on what you thought about these issues. We're going to get into the rest of Project Pegasus, so stay tuned for that. The best way to stay tuned is to click that subscribe button, so do that now, and you will be sent over to my homepage where you can actually subscribe. It'll be great. All right, so until next time, we will see you later. Hey, have a great day. Bye.